firing squad in the last 15 years. David?
Yes, that execution just a short time ago. Steve Osunsami tonight. Steve, thank you. Now to the new turn tonight in President Trump's on-again, off-again tariffs just 24 hours after pausing the 25% tariffs he imposed on Mexico and Canada, saying he would pause them for a month. Tonight, the president is now threatening Canada with a tariff up to 250% on dairy and lumber. And tonight, what American builders say this could do immediately to the cost of construction and homes here in the U.S. Rachel Scott at the White House tonight.
Just 24 hours after declaring a temporary truce in his trade war with Canada and Mexico, President Trump today with a new tariff threat, announcing plans to impose a hefty new tax of up to 250% on all lumber and dairy coming into the United States from Canada.
Canada has been ripping us off for years on tariffs for lumber and for dairy products. This is Canadian.
Trump says the new tariff could take effect as soon as today and comes in response to the up to 250% tax Canada puts on imports of American dairy and lumber.
They make it impossible for us to sell lumber or dairy products into Canada.
Economists warn that Trump's higher tariffs, particularly on lumber, could cause real pain here in the U.S. That 30% of the lumber we use comes from Canada, and home builders and construction firms would bear the cost, passing it along to consumers by raising home prices. Eli Blifford owns a lumber yard in Milwaukee.
It's hard on home builders. It's hard on prospective home buyers. It isn't good for anybody.
The National Association of Home Builders says even a 25% tariff on Canadian lumber would add up to $10,000 to the cost of building a new single-family home. Trump's new threatened tariff could be many times larger. Experts say it will likely result in higher home prices. It all comes at the end of a whiplash week that began with the president implementing a 25% tariff on all goods from Canada and Mexico. The markets tanked and Trump responded, first agreeing to allow the big three American automakers a 1-month exemption from paying those tariffs, then putting many of the tariffs on pause. Today he was asked if the roller coaster ride is over.
Right now the markets, as you know well, prefer stability. Are you done going forward with the pauses and the carve-outs? Is that it for those?
There'll always be changes and adjustments, but there'll always be some modifications. I mean, if you have a wall in front of you, sometimes you have to go around the wall instead of through it.
And David, it has been a week of whiplash. First, the president imposing those tariffs, then providing exemptions for tariffs, then pausing them. And now that new threat of additional tariffs on Canada imports. Now, of course, it's unclear when or if those are going to go into effect, David.
And of course, tracking the wild swings in the market all week long. Rachel Scott at the White House. Rachel, thank you. We turn tonight to 2 active duty soldiers and an Army veteran now under arrest tonight, accused in an alleged plot to sell U.S. military secrets to China. And authorities say they have video. Here's Pierre Thomas.
The FBI claims this surveillance photograph shows an active-duty Army soldier secretly using his phone to take pictures of sensitive military information with the goal of sending it to China. Tonight, Jin Zhao is accused along with another active-duty soldier at a military base in Washington state and an Army veteran of engaging in a conspiracy to betray their country and profit from selling secrets to the People's Republic of China.
The information that is at risk here is information that identifies the United States military's capabilities, plans and intentions.
The FBI suspects the men pilfered an encrypted military computer, 20 hard drives, some classified as secret and top secret, and shared details about U.S. armored vehicles and a sophisticated long-range missile system known as HIMARS, now being used in Ukraine. The men who were arrested Thursday, reflective of a disturbing new pattern. Since 2021, at least 13 U.S. intelligence and current and former members of the U.S. military have been charged with trying to sell secrets to China.
The FBI recently said it has more than 2,000 ongoing cases involving China's efforts to steal U.S. technology. David?
Pierre Thomas, live at Washington. Pierre, thank you. Next tonight, the 20-year-old college student and engineering student who died. Authorities say they were first told he was hit in the chest while playing basketball. But tonight, investigators say it was not basketball, it was hazing, and that he was repeatedly punched in the chest. Here's Whit Johnson.
Tonight, a recent college graduate under arrest in connection with a horrific alleged hazing death in Louisiana. 23-year-old Caleb McRae facing manslaughter and criminal hazing charges as authorities search for at least 2 more suspects. Last month, 20-year-old Southern University junior Caleb Wilson was unresponsive when a group of men dropped him off at a Baton Rouge emergency room. Court documents state the men allegedly told hospital staff that Wilson collapsed after being struck in the chest while playing basketball. But tonight, investigators say that was a lie.
Caleb Wilson died as the direct result of a hazing incident where he was punched in the chest multiple times while pledging to Omega Psi Phi fraternity.
Wilson was an engineering student and avid member of the school's band called Human Jukebox. His grieving father, Corey, remembering his son's love for that band at a recent vigil.
Thank you all, the Human Jukebox. This is Caleb's life. He really loved the jukebox.
And David, we've just learned the suspect, Caleb McRae, is a member of the Army National Guard. His attorney says he maintains his client's innocence. David.
Whit Johnson back with us tonight. Whit, thank you. Tonight, the Trump administration has canceled $400 million in federal grants to Columbia University, accusing them of failing to protect Jewish students from harassment. Columbia University here in New York City was a hotbed of protests after the October 7th Hamas terror attack and Israel's response. The university tonight saying it is committed to combating anti-Semitism. UC Berkeley, the University of Minnesota, and Northwestern, among other universities, now under investigation over a potential lack of efforts to protect students from anti-Semitism. When we come back here tonight, the measles outbreak widening in the U.S. tonight. We'll have the map for you and where these cases are spreading. Also, why so many eyes tonight are closely watching a live nest cam at this hour. We'll show you. Will the eaglet come in just the next few hours? And look at this tonight. Winds gusting to 65 miles per hour in the East, planes rocking back and forth coming in for landing. Where this played out. The images in a moment here. Tonight, dangerously high winds across the East from D.C. up through New York City and Boston. Passenger planes rocked by strong winds at Reagan National Airport in Washington. An American regional flight seen aborting its landing, going around for another attempt. Tonight, the CDC reporting new cases of measles in at least a dozen states now. Measles detected from Texas to Alaska to New York. There are now at least 198 cases linked to that outbreak in West Texas. 30 cases in New Mexico. When we come back here, Dolly Parton and the song she's now dedicating to the husband she lost this week. And the eaglet's nest being watched by tens of thousands right now. And we'll show it to you in a moment. To the Index, and tonight, after thanking fans across this country for their support, Dolly Parton dedicating this song to the husband she lost.
I wouldn't be here if you hadn't been there.
The song, If You Hadn't Been There, paying tribute to her husband of nearly 60 years, Carl Dean. When we come back here tonight, why so many eyes are trained on one eagle's nest tonight, and we'll show it to you right after the break. Finally tonight, all eyes on one eagle's nest tonight. Tonight, a family of bald eagles in Southern California's San Bernardino Mountains capturing the world's attention. So many watching this nest online. The new parents have 3 babies hatching at the same time, very rare for bald eagles. The nonprofit Friends of Big Bear Valley tracking them with a 24-hour solar-powered camera. Naming the mom and dad Jackie and Shadow. This all started about 5 weeks ago when Jackie laid the 3 eggs. The 2 taking turns keeping the eggs warm, dad sitting on them, and then mom flying in to take over. Just this week on Sunday, the first crack in an egg on the far right. By Monday, 2 of the eggs beginning to hatch, the beaks poking through, you could hear them chirping as we reported right here. Our KABC station in Los Angeles live on the air as they began to hatch.
There it is. There it is. Hey, we've got an eagle, ladies and gentlemen. An eaglet has just come out of the egg.
And just yesterday, the 3rd and final egg beginning to crack. So on this Friday night, the baby eaglet watch continues, waiting for the 3rd and final eaglet to hatch. And we'll keep you posted. I'll see you a short time from now for a special 2020 tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. Our cold cases suddenly about to be solved across this country. You'll see 2 cases solved right before your eyes. Here's a preview. I'll see you at 9. Good night.
Tonight, David Muir reporting.
We take you inside two cases. A mother just 19 years old.
She was trying to protect her daughter. She fought like hell.
Another case into a beloved teacher, her whole future ahead of her.
Mysterious cold cases.
It gives you chills even today.
Yes.
What links both of those cases is the cutting-edge forensic technology inside this lab.
It sounded like science fiction at the time.
Can they be solved?
You'll see it unfold right here as they unmask the killer in both cases.
Catching the Killers 2020 tonight on ABC.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.